EPA meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for February 19th, 2021. As you can see, I have another background here that I found. This is pretty neat. Generally light snow falling this morning here with some additional snow showers moving through. It's going to go through about noon or so. And this is the European model showing that snow this morning. I do want to get into what happened yesterday because there was a little bit of a change to the forecast midstream and we had to adjust. Well, we really didn't adjust. We kept the map and highlighted an area that just went overboard in southeast PA through central New Jersey. And we had some other areas far away from that up in northeast PA out to parts of central PA that got less as a result of that. So I'll get into that in this video. Before I do, I don't wear glasses. This is a result of being in front of a computer 14 to 16 hours a day for the past 3-4 weeks because it's been nuts, nonstop with these storms. So these are I don't know what the blue blockers or something. It blocks the blue light on here on the computer. So if you sit in front of a computer that long, for those of you that have office jobs and know what I'm talking about, your eyes just start getting crazy. Just starts hurting at the end of the day. And I'm at that point of the day now where it's starting to hurt me a little bit. So I'm wearing the glasses just for that. I'm going to continue to wear the hats too. And I actually had an email that was shared with me. My wife does the customer service. Many of you that have reached out to customer service has dealt with Monica. That's my wife. So she does a lot of the customer service stuff for me. Free labor, right? So I had an email that was shared to me from George, from George Quick Stop Cafe in Marshall's Creek. I know you watch a lot, so I saw your idea about doing the hat switch thing, and he wanted to rent my head, which is great. I think it's a good idea. I'm not big on the advertisements all over things. Over here, I was thinking about just keeping the radar, but the hat thing's a good idea. I might get back to that. I have to run it by some investors, though, because I own the business, but I have investors that are, dish out money to me and stuff, so I have to make them happy, too. So we'll run that by them and see what they say. But so here is the reason for the issue yesterday. This is the radar as we were looking at it last night. This is off the 6Z NAM. This is earlier. So this is after I recorded the video. I used the 0Z NAM, which ran prior to the video what I did last night. This comes out about 3 o'clock in the morning. So this was literally hours, 3 or 4 hours ahead of this big band that came in across southeast PA through central New Jersey yesterday, and it was still wrong. So we had no clue this was coming. It's one of those things that it just happens. Now we had this area of precipitation streaking in. This is looking at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's showing, now this is not a precipitation type radar. This is a radar that you would use, just a regular radar that is, if it were rain. But it would still, if it was correct, it would show this area here where the band was. It would show that here, and it's not. This is where that band was. It was right across these areas right here. And that really narrow area there was an area of frontogenesis, a deformation band that formed a very fast rising motion underneath of that band. And again, the picture is going to freeze here in the video when I have this drawing tool on. As soon as I go off, voila, I'm back to live. But that very narrow band there was intense lifting in the atmosphere. And when you have that rapidly rising motion, you get some really insane rates of snow. And that's what we had. In just a few hours, you were able to get, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of snow in those areas I just circled. But what that does is, what goes up must come down in the atmosphere. It's just a simple physics principle. So when you have that rapidly rising motion, around the outside of that band on either side is sinking air. So you got very little down here in these areas here when that was going on, and you got very little up here in these areas while that was going on. That extended all the way back to the Harrisburg area, up through northeast PA, and you had very little going on at that time because of that rapidly rising motion. So that deformation band that was not predicted by any model was basically what screwed your forecast for these areas up in here. So you're in a lock for 5 to 8. If that never happened, this is what the NAM had it doing. Look at that. This did not happen up in these areas like the name was suggesting. And again, this was just literally 3 or 4 hours before it started, and it was dead wrong because that banding that's set up here. So that sinking air up here is what basically got you less from Harrisburg up through, Selinsgrove, Williamsport, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, those areas got much less, in fact. So nowhere near that 5 to 8 that was projected, and that's the reason why. So I just wanted to point that out. But we're going to go in today's now. This is this morning at 5 a.m., and this is the going forward from this point. We have some snow showers that moved in after midnight last night for the most part. Some started a little bit earlier than that, central PA. You can actually see that here on a radar screen here where that's filling in at this hour, which is it's right now 11:39 p.m. This is what it looks like. This is all spreading eastward, and it's going to get over to maybe I-78, north of I-78, or along the north of I-78 in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, but on the eastern half of the state. So just these areas right here. It's not going to get back here in central PA. So these areas here should be snowing this morning, and this is going to go through, early morning, maybe about noon or so, before it finally moves out. Maybe some flurries linger in the afternoon. But there is a chance here that you're going to get into some more accumulating snow in these areas, and you can see that here. I don't think it's going to be quite this much. Am I using the right run here? Yes, I am. Okay. I don't think it's going to be quite this much. We did send out alerts. It looks like just like our map we have up here that I issued that from 3 p.m. on Thursday through the end of the storm, what the additional accumulations would be. This actually kind of looks like that. All right, some 2 to 3 inch areas up here, 1 to 2 right here, coating to 1 inch down here. That's pretty much the same outline that we have. Okay, so this is the amount of snow you would have had from the overnight stuff, and that's going to go through about noon today, maybe a lingering flurry in the afternoon, and then we're just remaining mostly cloudy after that point. So once once we get past this point here, we're going to have a nice weekend as far as a dry weekend. It's both Saturday and Sunday. We're not going to have any precipitation to deal with, but it's going to be cold, below freezing in many locations on Saturday, and Sunday moderating only a couple degrees into the lower 30s, or maybe low to mid 30s at best. Okay. Once we get to Monday is the next chance for precipitation, and this is another, you know what, listen, I like I said, the reason I'm wearing these glasses tonight, my eyes are strained. I've been in front of the computer 14 to 16 hours a day for the last 3 weeks, and it means I have yet another one to deal with here. We have yet another one to deal with here on Monday, and this is looking like it's going to be not a big storm, but it's going to be something that's going to be dropping 1 to 2 in southern area, like borderline areas, but maybe 2 to 4. Seems like a good stab at it right now. But this is snow that's going to come in on Monday morning and go through the afternoon. It looks like areas south of 78 will change over to rain. The areas along 78 might mix in the afternoon, but areas further north, you're going to stay snow and get 2 to 4 inches out of this. Maybe even slightly higher on some of those higher peaks. And this is shown on the European model. This is shown on the GFS. This is shown on everything. So I think this is a plausible idea here for Monday. And here's what the snow map looks like here on the European model. Again, not saying this is going to happen exactly like this, but I'm going to use a drawing tool, so I'm going to freeze up here again. So just be ready for that. Okay, so this is where the 2 to 4 area is kind of like north of this line here. That's 2 to 4 inches right there, north of that line. And this area down here is all 1 to 2 in between those two lines, right? South of there, maybe just a coating or so. So that's the initial stab from the European model. Looks very similar to what the GFS has. So we're not done with the accumulating snow. I just put it out yesterday because I saw it, after Allentown came with their reading, and this was through 1 o'clock yesterday. Allentown's up to 52 inches of snow this year, which is incredible, considering most of these long-range forecasts were like, it's going to be a repeat of last year. Yeah, how's that working out, right? Not so well. 5.3 inches last year. They thought it was going to be another repeat of this year. This is why I don't do winter outlooks. Waste of time, useless, okay? 2 years in a row, by the way. Last year was supposed to be great. It was terrible. This year was supposed to be terrible again. Not so much. Almost, in some places you're encroaching on double the annual average. This is getting out of hand, and I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. I'm done. Okay, I like snow a little bit, but at this point I'm done. But so we're going to watch this system here on Monday just in case. So I think we're going to deal with a couple inches from that, and then back to Tuesday, Wednesday. Might have a little weak system here moving off to north and give you a stray or isolated rain or snow shower here on Tuesday. Otherwise, we're going to be warming up Tuesday and Wednesday next week and drying out, I think. And temperatures are going to get back into at least the mid-40s, some places upper 40s for the southeast. So I think you're going to like that by the time we get to next week if you're tired of the snow like I am. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for February 19th, 2021. Have a great Friday.